It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Liteforex social trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Hi guys, very early good morning from my side, Piotr here. It's 6:15 AM CET, so early, so early, I'm still so sleepy. We are going to cover Australian Central Bank rate decision within the next 13 minutes or so. The market expectations are 80% chances of the cut. That's how the market is seeing this one. The majority of the analysts see the bank cutting by 25 basis points, and the money market is pricing, as I mentioned, 80% chances of a cut. So the question is, what's going to happen in case of the cut, and what's going to happen in case of the surprise and no cut from RBA? That's what we are going to discuss, as well as we are going to check Pound Aussie, Euro Aussie, Australian USD and Australian Kiwi. But before we start, risk warning guys, as usual, please bear in mind trading FX and margin trading crypto carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors. You can sustain loss of some or all initial investments, so please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. See the good education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Good morning guys to all of you. Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting, especially taking into the consideration where we had the monthly close on the Australian dollar. So let's try to start with the major one, and let's have a look how we good morning MHB. Let's have a look what we have from the monthly chart perspective on the Australian dollar versus US dollar. We are testing, or we are inside the range which has been created in the January 2009, right? That's what we are testing right here, right now. And the positive thing from the Australian dollar perspective, even we had huge upper shadow during the previous month, we finished the month with the positive body. So as long as we are above last month low, I think at least retest of that high is possible. That's setting the tone, right? But you know, the cut with the very dovish tone, and we are going to see much lower Australian dollar in case. So from the bulls perspective, we don't want to see move below previous month low. In case of the bears, perspective, of course we wanna break previous month low, and that might open the way towards 63, towards this low right over here. But when I'm talking about previous month upper shadow and saying that it looks positive, we had very similar situation, of course a little bit different upper shadow, but we had very similar situation on the February 2009. Upper shadow, positive body, and continuation to the upside, right? For example. So it's not that bad. And I don't want to bias anyone, but let's think for a while about the cut, right? We know about the possible cut from the latest Love speech, and I would say that it is possible that we have something priced in already. So what I'm trying to tell you is that probably the bigger surprise would be no cut, right? So we might see the cut and a bit dovish tone, then we might see the spike down, and then the Australian dollar is gonna to be to have a chance to go to the upside, right? We will see. Again, I don't want to bias anyone. I don't want to be biased by myself, so it's better to be on a wait and see mood right now. A bit of coffee is needed right now. So let's switch to the smaller time frame, and as you can see here, the latest rally we've seen, this one to the upside over here, right? So we have a pullback. Probably it's something around that would be 61, something around 78. Let's have a look. Yeah, we hit 78. We hit 78 during the Tokyo session, right? So in between 78 and 88, we have this combination from the 2nd of September 2019 and 3rd of September. So that's the also possible demand over here, which has been already hit right here, right now, right? So inside this, sorry, and inside this daily possible demand, right, there is also intraday possible demand around 67.20. So that's how the Aussie USD looks like from the bulls perspective. From the bears perspective, that weekly open 67.20, possible supply, right? Okay. Now, if you remember yesterday, I've been long pound Aussie. I've been also long after our meeting, but that time out at break even. I don't like this upper shadow happened yesterday because looks like it's confirming this supply over here, even with the positive late Monday positive pound news in relation to the Brexit, that UK government is going to propose new text of the Brexit either Wednesday or Thursday, right? But I don't like this price action I've seen yesterday, so The one trade was positive, the second trade was break even yesterday on the pound Aussie, and but still, if I'm going to see the positive sentiment towards the pound, I may try again, but as you can see in the comment section, bulls are trying to hold 81.50, but to set positive tone, 82.50, the daily close above, is needed here right now. Otherwise, we might see a little bit of the lower levels down towards 180 psychological level, and that's, you know, that would be yeah, something natural, right? After move back above 180, retest of that 180. So we will see what might happen here. Going lower, switching to the intraday chart, right? We have this consolidation phase Friday, Monday. We discussed yesterday. Right, and we are in the middle right now. There was an attempt to break higher yesterday, but it was just upper shadow. Euro Australian dollar, the bears are trying to hold below 62. All right, the red line meaning some monthly related levels. Okay, upper shadows for the last few days suggest a little bit lower, at least a little bit lower level. The retest of 160 cannot be read out here. So as you can see from those charts, looks like something is already priced in. I mean, I think that the at least the partial cut is priced in. So trying to make this short summary, I think the bigger surprise is going to be, you know, no cut, right? And with 25 basis point cut, we might see just spike down on the Australian dollar and then recovery. I would say that 50 basis point cut, that's what could push Australian dollar much lower. Anyway, less than 1 minute left, guys. Good luck to all of us, and let's have a look what we have within the next few seconds. And yeah, $20 seconds left. Don't forget that the stream is a bit has a bit of delay because of the YouTube rules, so check on your side. I will try to put into the chat box. All right, looks like we have this cut. Market is trying to push Australian dollar. Yeah, it's a cut by 25 basis as expected. Now the comment is gonna be important. And that's the recovery here. Unfortunately, yeah, there was no big spike to the downside on the Aussie USD, and Australian dollar is trying to rally from here. And here, guys, you've got the full statement from the Australian bank, central bank. So the retest of the weekly open on the Australian dollar versus US dollar. So we had a little bit of the spike to the downside, spike to the upside. So from the intraday perspective, taking into the consideration the Tokyo price action, we took out some stops. We also took out some stops from the latest recovery. So in case there was some longs on that spike to the downside, probably they were taken out. Pound Aussie, retest of that consolidation low. It looks very interesting with the neighbor here, Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar, as we are testing some nice supply here, and a little bit of the rejection been seen lately. Market is trying to hold the base from the 13th of September 2019 after the break of those highs from May and April. And there's possible intraday supply right here, right now. So we had a spike to the upside, we had a spike to the downside, and yeah. And we are inside this post RBA 1 minute candle in Aussie USD. Employment has continued to grow strongly. Forward-looking indicators of labor demand indicate that employment growth is likely to slow from its recent fast rate. About the wages, growth remains subdued and there is a little upward pressure at the present. The board took the decision to lower interest rates further today to support employment and income growth and to provide greater confidence that inflation will be consistent with the medium-term target. The economy still has spare capacity and lower interest rates will help make inroads into that. The board also took account of the forces leading to the trend to lower interest rates globally and the effects this trend is having on the Australian economy and inflation outcomes. It is reasonable to expect that the extended period of low interest rates will be required in Australia to reach full employment. RBA is prepared to ease monetary policy further if needed to support sustainable growth in the economy, full employment, and achievement of the inflation target over time. It is dovish. Now the question is if the market takeaway is going to be that it's a very dovish, right? Because as you can see, even Euro Australian dollar, we spiked lower, hit more stops, and trying to recover here, right? So in case of the break of this low, post RBA low, will open the way towards the possible demand. And looks like if we are going to try to make the easiest measure here, so the size of that, if we are going to make it to the, that's what we are going to see probably. Still inside the range with the pound, still inside the range with euro. Still wider range with New Zealand. Okay, we are breaking lower here. Looks like market's takeaway is a very dovish statement. This 15 minutes candle is telling the story. The thing is that it's very close. Taking into the consideration this 15 minutes candle, right? We know where the target is. Also, we know where the stop should be, closer towards the weekly open. So the distance between entry and the stop, it's too big compared to the target. For me, at least here, that might be. Let's have a look what we have on the 5-minute chart. So market is trying to test this Tokyo low right here, right now. Also, what is important, headline and underlying inflation is expected to be a little under 2% over 2020, a little above 2% over 2021. So now we know when Aussie may turn bullish, once it's going to close above this post RBA spike, right? So we hit this demand on the 5 minute, trying to recover. Tricky. Let's give them some time. Let's have a look where we are going to be at the Tokyo close. Don't forget, within the next 1 hour and 15-20 minutes, we are going to have a pre-London open live market coverage here, Liteforex Global YouTube channel. No fireworks post RBA, at least no fireworks for me at this moment. I'm going to monitor the Australian dollar, and we are going to get back into that during this pre-London open if there is any kind of the action. So it was my pleasure to be with you here, guys. No fireworks, again, no fireworks on the Australian dollar, no fireworks at least for now. I'm going to monitor that, and we are going to discuss a little bit later today, guys. It's a good time to have a coffee, at least for me, as it's 6:45 a.m. for me. Still very early. I'm gonna to prepare some charts for the pre-London open. So yeah, see you within the next 1 hour and 15 minutes. Goodbye, guys.